Much better. Hey, good evening. It is September 6th, 2024. It is a Friday. This week has been one for the books for me. So, we're going to talk about me. So, sit back because it's going to be one of those. So, my life has taken a interesting turn. So I had been avoiding this, and now I see why it's like be slow to speak. So now it's actually time to speak. So I have mentioned before, I was in, there was a time when I was in an ain't shit period or whatever. And when I got tired of dealing with my own bullshit and dealing with my own karma, I started trying to, not trying, but I was going about my life and handling different, relationships in my life completely differently, from a place of, just honesty and just respect and, just all that, because I don't, I'm just not for the BS anymore, right? So a lot of okay, I don't even know where I was going with that. I wish I would have taken the time to write it down, but I want to try to go with the flow. So I talked about, in the past how I'm divorced. I don't know if I don't know if I gave too many details. And I've talked, I've given some, information about my ex-husband or whatever. But we have been for the past, 20 years, just ups and downs, ins and outs, highs and lows. We have not been perfect to each other. There are times when, we were good to each other, then there are times where we hurt each other, and I take accountability for the things that I did. Him, not so much, but, one day, maybe he can come to terms with the things that he did that he doesn't talk about. And that's on his own time, that's on his own terms. I don't really want to judge it too much, but it is what it is. With everyone has to walk their own path. So fast forward to about 2020, it was just rough for everyone, but I'm talking about everyone, talking about myself. 2019, I decided, what, I just need to go on and do what's best for me. And when I did that, I was also trying to move on, but I didn't go about it the right way. And so that kind of turned into what y'all call an entanglement. That turned into an entanglement for 2020, 2021, kind of. And and my life, in that time blew up because I just running from things and just needing to face things in my life, it all came to a screeching halt. And I'm not here to try to paint a picture. I'm just basically trying to tell my side and give full honesty and facts and whatever, because I'm not gonna act like in the past I was a complete angel, because I wasn't. And y'all know me. I'm gonna talk about me because I know what I've done. Not saying it in any way but I'm gonna own up to my shit. So gosh, I just so many details. I don't even know where to begin. But anyways, I don't know, y'all. So right now, my life has blown up again. I told, you know, my ex-husband and I, we were cohabitating with our two kids that are at home. We have two in college, two at home. And I told him last year in September that, look, I put my guns down, I put my cards on the table, I'm laying my swords down. What do you want to do? Do you want to try to get to some sense of normalcy, try to fix it, or when the time comes, we need to go our separate ways? And I get I don't know. So I was like, okay, I'll just go down my own path. And in his argument, it was, oh, well, you just shut it down and you didn't even come to me. No, why would I need to come to you? I came to you already and tried, one last final attempt to try to mend this, and you didn't know. If someone who truly loved and really wanted something to work would have been like, you know what, right now I'm in my feelings, but yes, I want to try. Just give me some time to get what I need, to process however I need to process and move on. And he's not the best communicator, and he is very reactive. He's not, one to sit down and just have a decent conversation. It's always screaming and yelling and always on the defense, and always been like that. In our younger years, whenever I would question whatever, I would get met with resistance and yelling, why are you have to ask me all these questions? And when I was younger, we were younger, I would try to believe what he said because I felt like, he was better than me because XYZ or whatever. And, I was the one who was sorry or whatever. Mind you, he was the first to commit infidelity, and only reason why he admitted to it because he thought he was going to die, and was like, I wouldn't blame you if you wanted to cheat back. Why he tell me that? Because all that did was open up Pandora's box, and we were just back and forth with it. It wasn't always so evident, and then sometimes it was always, I don't even know where I was at, was always good about trying to just walk away and pretty much leave our young family helpless. Was always good with that. And he likes to argue, oh, well, you just left us and this and that, whatever. There was a time when I was the one who pulled the trigger and was like, I wanted a divorce. And in that time, I was the only one working and he wasn't. And the job that I had, I literally worked from sun up to sundown. And our kids were young, and we had just lost our apartment, and he chose to go live with who he chose to live with, and decided to take the kids with him. And that was hard for me. He didn't do right by it because, he allowed our kids to get mistreated when they were staying where they were at. And I was helpless, as far as, trying to take them in because, again, I worked from sun up to sundown, and let him tell it, I pretty much abandoned the kids. Anytime I've ever was able to do something for myself, he always felt threatened. He was jealous. We needed a car. And the final time I decided, I'm just going to go look myself, found a car. I was like, hey, you want to test drive it and see, if it's good, whatever. He did not. And that has always been, to me, it seemed like it's always been a chip on his shoulders. Is whenever I would have something good, he would always feel a type of way. When that car went down and it was time to, I had paid that car off and it went down. I maybe went a year, maybe two without a car note. It was time to get another car because I went too long without an oil change and tore my car up. So he would always throw it in my face about me having a newer car with AC, whatever. And he would always get these junkyard cars. I'm just like, and I always tell him, you need to invest in your car because, you need to get you something worthwhile because you need something reliable. And, it was just easier for him to, well, you got this and you got that and whatever Keisha wants. Keisha, no. And so it got to a point where, you know what? Okay, you ain't got to help me with the car note no more. I'll take care of it myself. Still had a problem with it. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but I know I need to make a point. So anyways, back on, let's see. Oh, so after that time where, he had the kids, I was able to, after a certain point, was able to save up some money, get my very first apartment, on my own steam, and got the kids, and try to, hey, I got a place, do you want to try to make it work, whatever. He didn't. He was too busy doing what he was doing. I ain't gonna try to air him out, but, too busy doing what he was doing. So I was like, fine, okay. So I went and filed for divorce. And a couple of months after divorce, here he is. So from that point in time, up until a few years after the divorce, I got to like, hey, let's try to shoot for trying to get remarried. He was, he made it seem like he was with it, whatever. Was gonna go look at a venue. He pretty much sent me by myself. And a couple of months after that, he was like, I don't want to do this right now. It's not I don't want to, it's just not a right now. So you let me tell people that I'm planning, and you let me go to this venue knowing the whole damn time this is how you felt. So after that, what I had for him in my heart was gone. I became a shell of who I was. And I spent maybe 2 years in depression. And I got my dog, Bo, and he's been right there. I don't know if I've mentioned that, if I start crying, he's there. He is like my unofficial emotional support animal, and I didn't even know what that was even in that time. But yeah, so, and then from that point on, after my depression, I went through the series, anger and all that, whatever. And, I was just still on, just got on some, just went on I don't know, I just did whatever, it is what it is. Still cohabitating, we're still hurting each other. He's still doing what he's doing. Again, I'm not going to try to disclose anything that he's done, but I mean, yeah. But one thing about him, he loves to try to bring up things that I did like he's completely innocent. When we're having an argument, he loves to bring up the past. And I'm talking about as of current, even before then, because it used to trigger me. And the reason why it would trigger me is because even though I was doing those things, I still had a piece of something left for him in my heart. And even when I was doing my shit, I held on to the good times, and I held on to how he made me feel. And I held on to these things, and I think it was just, it was the little girl in me who was still holding out for hope for him, whereas the woman in me was like, fuck this shit, we gonna do what we want to do. And I'll never forget when I realized that that was what was going on. The little girl in me, I had to sit down, and we had to talk this out and realize we can't continue like this. We have to let him go. But I'll get there. Fast forward to um, 20, whatever it was, and 2018, or yeah, it was 2018. Moved out of where we were staying, and again, starting over, another apartment, me and the kids, and yeah. And do you think that he would, want to try to do right as far as, making sure that he's providing for them? No, not at all. And in 2020, I'll give it that he gave a little measly, I think $300 a month or something. I'll give him that. But he went through a period where he just went ghost on the kids. And I got labeled as, in his phone now, we're talking in 2020, I got labeled in his phone as ATM. Sir, you're calling me an ATM. Okay. I mean, I guess I would be the ATM because, I've been the breadwinner. I've been responsible. I've held a job down for going on 12 years now. So I guess I would be the ATM. So make it make sense, because that sounded stupid. But anyways, it was pretty much that he felt like anytime I called, it was for money. Sir, you're barely a thousandaire. You're not a millionaire. You're not a billionaire. You have no trust. You don't have all that shit that wealthy people have. You have none of that. Okay. So anyways, yeah. But if I call, yes, it was definitely about money for the kids. It wasn't money, oh well, I need curtains. Like, no, I wasn't calling you about no bullshit. It was, okay, I'm paying rent by myself. I'm paying this phone bill, electricity, basically when I get paid, it's going to bills and whatever I can towards the kids and gas. And in the meantime, well, the kids need this and this and this. I need some money to be able to get the kids what they need. And it was like pulling teeth with him. And then it got to a point where he wouldn't answer the phone. So, well, then if it's a matter of you not wanting to talk to me, then why don't you call your kids, ask them if there's anything that they need. Ask them, well, hey, well, let me send you some money. Do you think it was any of that? No. And do you think that, well, I don't even want to involve his family. Let me not do that, because they ain't got nothing to do with what I'm talking about today. But 2020, yeah, he pretty much showed his ass and who he was. If anybody has ever been a deadbeat, when it came down to these situations, it has always been him. He always does what he does best, which is gather his shit, and he leaves. And I'm getting there. So yeah, like I said, so last year, I was like, look, what we gonna do? All right, cool. All right. as of September. I've been celibate for a year. Um, I've been single for a year. Um, have not entertained for a year. Well, it's been longer than that, but I just been doing me, healing myself, taking accountability for my shit, being transparent, just, and I let him know. I was like, look, if I ever, no, I read it, not, I pretty much dismissed him last year and let him know. I said, hey, look, um, if you decide that you're gonna do whatever, you can do whatever you want. I don't care. So basically let them know you don't have to hide and lie and whatever. Because I mean, it is what it is. And he even said to himself, oh well, I just pay bills. Okay, cool. All right, we good. You just pay bills. Cool. All right, cool. So getting myself right and working with as my spirituality grew, he felt like whenever I was a little happy, he would be threatened by it and would bring up things from the past and want to attack my spirituality, talking about, oh well, you on this piece and this and that and da da da, and and by the way, the drunk person Thanksgiving last year, it was him. So yeah, and still not trying to talk about the shit that he's done, because why dig into that bag? Why? I mean, you're talking about an old version of somebody, but for him, it's not old. It's actually still relevant, still active, still fresh. I mean, after a certain point, you'd get tired of, you would get tired of your own shit, trying to make sure you cover up your tracks and, and just that feeling of you just doing some sneaky shit. Like you just get, I got tired of that shit. I got tired of it. No. So when I started getting myself right, let me say this, me having a break, I don't say it's a breakdown, but me just, when my life blew up a few years ago, was the best thing to happen to me. It helped me to find me, or at least get on the path to finding me, because I'm still trying to figure out life for myself and what I like and who I am. And I let him know, if and when, at that point in time I said when, but I said if I start dating, I'm going to let you know. I mean, because at this point, we're still paying bills together, still cohabitating. I'm not entertaining him, and he getting his feelings. He was like, "Oh, so I'm doing all." So why are you being so nice? I mean, not to say that he had to be mean to me, but we had at one point in time, we had a whole knockout, drag out, and then all of a sudden he just flipped, and all of a sudden he's nice, and I'm just like, why are you being so nice? And he said, I can't remember what he said, and then he was like, and at one point, like, oh, so I'm doing all this because there's no chance or no way that we're gonna try to work it out. So you mean to tell me now all of a sudden you think that nice and kind gestures, I'm supposed to just pick up a hint without actually sitting down and having a conversation? No. You do not get the option to renew. You have been completely terminated. Your file has been burned. Access has been revoked. You can't even make it to the gates. Matter of fact, forget the address. But yeah, that was the best thing to happen to me because it helped me get myself right. I don't know what the plan was for 2020, 2021. I don't even count what year. What year did I have to go to therapy? I don't even remember. But anyways, so yeah, so I said that. I said, okay, yeah. So if I would, and mind you, I'm just, just saying whatever, again, he's doing whatever he wants to do. I mean, let me ask y'all this. Oh, hold on a second. My grace. Hold on. Do not disturb. I just want to turn off the bedtime mode. Okay, and I need to turn my Bluetooth off. Okay. All right. So yeah, hold on. Okay. Oh God, where was I? Where was I? Oh my God. Oh God, where was I? Y'all, I'm thinking, hold on. Oh, and then we're at 20. Dang, I'm about to make this multiple videos. I really didn't want to do that, but yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, and I'm trying to make sure I'm not leaving out any detail, because I will tell on myself, but here I am still even trying to just protect, and I'm not even trying to protect this, but I'm just not trying to drag him, but I don't know. But anyways, so let me just jump in. I know eventually it'll come to me. So, oh yeah, fuck it. Let me get to it. Okay, so, oh, I'll do you one. All right, so remember when I said I had to say some things out loud? I'm about to tell you what those things were, but let me go ahead and stop the video because I am almost at 30 minutes and I don't want it to cut off so anyway, so part 2 in a sec.